Hello everybody and welcome back to the Best Ride in Planet Coaster Tournament. Last episode we saw Coriolis beat Sunflare and Zozo beat Overpowered, making Coriolis vs Zozo our first quarterfinals match. We also saw Ironclaw beat Sky Ace and the Aeronauts beat Bump and Derby, making Ironclaw vs the Aeronauts our second quarterfinals match. In today's episode we have TriStorm vs Blackout, Sundial vs Psychola, Elixir Machine vs the Screaminator, and Genie vs Charoplane. Let's look at the first match of the day, TriStorm vs Blackout. The biggest standout for these stats is TriStorm's red excitement. Fear and nausea are both low, which will help, but that excitement is still not where you want it to be. Blackout has slightly higher stats in every category, so it's looking like it's the favorite in this match. Let's get into round 1 and find out. Match 31, TriStorm versus Blackout. This should be a close one, maybe. I don't actually know because I haven't looked at the stats. Oh yeah, it might be close. I don't know, we'll see what happens here. Let's do this. 500, parks open, and go. Here they go. The guests. Okay, watch this, look. Do they all? They do. They all show up backwards, and they have to rotate around. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I see them walk backwards all the way into the park. It's weird. Not important. What is important is the reason we're making this video, this competition. Pretty even starting out, again, because it always is. Then it looked like TriStorm took the lead. Now it looks like Blackout took the lead. One thing that I might have been right about, this match is close. It looks like a close one. You know what? What color should we use today? I always pick like a random one. Let's just get that ready because yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna need to run these rides. We're at 400 guests in the park already. Both of these rides might actually pull in the 500. TriStorm does have the lead. However, Blackout is not giving up, and I feel like as soon as... TriStorm's still going to hold on to that lead. Yeah, it got even again, but then there was another group of guests that got into TriStorm's queue line. We're at 461 guests in the park. Big groups of people. Or not big groups, they're small groups, but... a lot of groups get into TriStorm again, and it's just back and forth, but I'm going to have to run these rides. Ugh, why? No, it's good. I like the competition. The only bad thing about it is it takes longer to do. But I think we are going to hit the 500. Oh, yeah, definitely. We're at 494, and we just need 1 or 2 more groups to come in here. Okay, 2 more groups then. Yep. 1 or 2 more groups to come in here. Oh, we just hit 500. Both of these rides, kids will go on them, so. Yeah, it's close. Oh, it's so close. Look at this. It's practically even. Okay, well, TriStorm has a slight lead in queue line length, but that could mean anything. That could mean more singles got on the ride. It could mean there's more riders or more guests in this queue line as well. But let me just write down the numbers that I need to write down in my handy-dandy notebook. So, TriStorm. How many people rode TriStorm at the start of this? 6. Hold on. We have 500 total guests in the park. That number's also important. TriStorm 6. Blackout had 6 as well. So really, we don't technically need to do anything here because those numbers are even. For those of you who don't know, these numbers of guests were needed to set the queue line to 0 wait time. Because, you know, in order to make that happen, you have to have guests ride it. So that's what those guests are. They aren't part of the competition, so that is why there are some lifetime guests to begin with. So, at the end of the day, we subtract 6 from each of the lifetime guests, and then we get our total number, which should add up to 500 when we add them up. Here we go. Running the rides. The results are in, and TriStorm had a total of 267 guests, while Blackout had 245. So you do the math. TriStorm had 261 total riders, while Blackout had 239. You add those two numbers up, you get 500, and TriStorm wins round 1. Round 2, TriStorm vs. Blackout begins now. It was a close one. Those numbers actually are further apart than I thought they were going to be, judging by how close those queue lines were, but that's why we test it, you know? If it's that close, we need to know exact numbers. TriStorm This is a repeat of what happened before. TriStorm got off with the lead. Blackout caught up. Now TriStorm. Although, Blackout's queue line looks a lot more full. Look at these spaces in this one, and Blackout doesn't have that until all the way down here. I feel like Blackout definitely has the lead this time around. Let's see if he can hold on to it as TriStorm gets more guests showing up, and then Blackout strikes back. God, I can't even. I should just shut up the whole round. That's what I should do. You guys don't want to listen to me ramble. Although, look, I was right. Blackout does have a much bigger lead over TriStorm. Hey, wow, a much bigger lead. As in, so big of a lead, we probably won't need to test it if it sticks to this. And it's looking like it's sticking to this. We're at 460 guests in the park. Wow. See? It's so crazy how this could happen. This is insane. Blackout striking back to force a round 3. Wow. I honestly thought TriStorm was going to win this one. Although stats-wise, yeah. I mean, we've been talking about this before, where excitement is the only one you want high. This is my new theory. You only want excitement high. You want fear and nausea as low as possible. And TriStorm has the fear and nausea really, or not really low, but lower than Blackout. Well, Blackout's excitement is high enough, though. Wow, look at this. Yeah, we're not going to need to test this. We just hit 500 guests in the park. And in quick fashion, Blackout takes round 2 to force a round 3. Round 3, TriStorm versus Blackout. Winner takes all and moves on in the tournament. Here we go. Right away. First guest goes into TriStorm. Everyone else pretty much split evenly. Oh, it's going to be another close one. Looks like TriStorm might have a slight lead, but nah. Yep, definitely a slight lead. Especially with all these breaks now in this queue line. TriStorm seems to want to win this thing. Wow. But Blackout is fighting back. This is going to be another one I have to test the rides. Possibly. Let's just make sure the queue times are all still 0. Yep. And yep. TriStorm does have a huge lead. Does look like Blackout is going to cut into that a little bit here. And there it is. Yep, it's much closer. 452 guests in the park. Blackout now has a lead. And now it's even again. So it's looking like we are going to have to run these rides. As Blackout takes another slight lead. $485 guests in the park. A lot of them are choosing Blackout, though. Man, that's just crazy. How Blackout, or TriStorm won the first round by a decent amount. And then Blackout won the second round by a lot. And here we are. 500 guests in the park. And we're going to have to test the rides again because of how close it is. It feels like Blackout has won this, but we're going to wait and see because who knows when it's this close. Super close. Anyway, let's make sure we do this right. We'll put an exit there and there. We'll close the park. It's pretty much just double security. The guests get stuck on these queue lines so they can't leave. And the park closing, we don't have to worry about anyone else walking in. Yeah, but here we go. Let's test the rides. Okay, the results are in, and TriStorm had a total of 248 guests, while Blackout had 264. Subtracting the 6 from each of those, TriStorm had 242, Blackout had 258. Both those numbers add up to 500, and Blackout wins round 3 and moves on in the tournament. Next up, we have Sundial versus Psychola. So I actually had to check to make sure the stats for these rides were correct because they were just way too weird looking for me. Sundial has a lower excitement and fear than Psychola, but a higher nausea. With a higher excitement and a lower nausea, will Psychola be able to easily beat Sundial? Or will its fear be enough to send all the guests to Sundial? Let's find out. Match 32, Sundial versus Psychola. This should be a good one. Here we go, round 1 starts now. first guest goes into Sundial queue line. Here comes everybody else. So far, I feel the splits are pretty even. Again, Sundial is an intense ride, but so is Psychola, so I imagine we're going to see a lot of guests leaving this park. Yeah, children especially, because children suck. Yep, they just don't show up. We advertised 2 rides for this park. And if you... Oh, wow, kids will ride Sundial. What? Really? Wow. I'm assuming kids will also ride Psychola then, because I feel like Sundial is more intense. Although Psychola has more excitement. Oh, man, these stats. It's crazy. How does Sundial have more nausea? I don't understand that. I feel like Psychola's nausea is definitely lower than it should be. Anyway, Sundial does have a lead. It's looking like it's going to maintain this lead through these guests landing in these, or hitting the spot where they all pile up. We're at, we're at 313, what? No, 430. 441. Sundial still has a lead, and it feels like Sundial is going to win round 1 here. As long as it maintains... Yeah, it's looking at all these groups it's getting. There's a fly flying around my freaking room. Get out of here, idiot. I'm trying to record a YouTube video. Oh, you know. Just trying to kill time while we wait for Sundial to inevitably win here. What is that person wearing? It's so bright. Oh my god, it's kind of an eyesore. Nice yellow pants, guy. Anyway, 488, another group gets into Sundial's queue line. Sundial's gonna win this regardless, even if the last 12, not 22, even if the last 10 people get in this queue line for Psychola, it doesn't matter. Sundial wins round 1. Round 2, Sundial versus Psychola begins now. Honestly surprised. I thought it was going to be much closer than that. I thought we were going to have to run the rides. But, no. We didn't. And Sundial wins it. Having a higher nausea, with slightly lower fear, and a lot less excitement. I don't know anymore, everybody. I do not know. The only thing I know is that the Zozo's a really good ride. And is probably going to win this tournament. Because the Zozo is insane. That's all I know right now. The Zozo was the cause of this tournament. It's probably going to win it. And that's all I got. I don't know what any of the numbers mean anymore. I've tried to analyze it. And things happen that don't make sense to me. It's anyone's guess now. Except the Zozo's going to win it. I just have a strong feeling. If there is any ride that will beat the Zozo... Sundial might be it, Iron Claw might be it, and then we still have to see with the last 2 matches on this one who's going to make it. But I really think Sundial is going to beat Psychola here, and those are the only chances I feel at beating the Zozo. I don't think Blackout's going to do it. I thought TriStorm might have been able to do it. I guess maybe Blackout, but I don't know. But yeah, it's the Zozo, and I have a strong feeling nothing's going to be... The more rounds we do, the more I think the Zozo's got it. Anyway, focusing on the match at hand, Sundial does have a strong lead here. It's looking like a repeat of round 1. Sundial gets down to the Eating Dragon. And it's looking like a bigger lead now. A slightly bigger lead this time round than in the previous round. Just waiting for a few more groups to get in here. Just so I can officially call it. Okay. Leave my park. Yeah, there's nothing for you here. Idiots, get out. 486 guests in the park. See, as I say this, more and more people get into the queue line of Psychola. But it doesn't matter. They are literally all getting to the queue line of Psychola. Of course. Of course. But it doesn't matter. I'll keep on saying it doesn't matter. Because Sundial wins it. You might be saying, what? Well, what about that line of single people? Even if this line of single people wasn't here, guess what? It would still be a longer queue line. Plus, this queue line has lines of single people as well. Is that me? No, it's not me. Got excited. Anyway, Sundial wins it in 2 rounds and moves on in the tournament. Up next, we have Elixir Machine versus the Screaminator. The Screaminator has the highest stats of any ride still left in the tournament, and as we've learned from all the other rides with high stats, that's not necessarily a good thing. The Elixir Machine also has high stats, but nowhere near the Screaminator's. Let's get into round 1 and see which of these rides will be victorious. Match 33, Elixir Machine versus the Screaminator. Round 1, here we go. Who's gonna take this one? Why? Wait. Why is the Screaminator or Elixir Machine stats that high? I don't even know anymore. I don't understand. Screaminator makes sense. Elixir Machine, I feel like that is a little crazy. The 4.0, that's pretty high excitement. Don't count the Elixir Machine out of this tournament for beating the Zozo. This ride may beat Zozo. Who am I kidding? No, it's not. Nothing's going to beat Zozo. It has to get through the Scream Machine first, or the Screaminator. The Scream Machine, is that even a ride in this game? Or did I just make that up? I think I made that up. Screaminator. It's a close match, but Elixir Machine does have the lead. Yeah, those are really high numbers. Super high numbers for the Screaminator. It is looking like the Elixir Machine, shut up phone, is gonna have the lead here. Or, no. Let me rephrase that. It's looking like the Elixir Machine is gonna take the lead in the series by 1 game. Judging by these queue lines. If I had a guess, I'd say the Elixir Machine is gonna end up moving on in the tournament. But as I just mentioned, anything can happen. Wait, did I just mention that? I don't even know anymore. I'm kind of distracted. It's like, really, do we even need to sit here and, watch this? No. There's 488 guests in the park. Elixir Machine's hitting pirates with bad aim. There's no way Screaminator's going to win the next round, but we got to do it anyway because of the rules. Let's just get it over with. Round 2, Elixir Machine versus the Screaminator begins now. I did think this was going to be much closer than it was. But, I've been surprised before, I guess. There are a lot of people deciding not to ride either of these rides, but there's a lot more people deciding to ride the Elixir Machine over the Screaminator. So, here, that's interesting. So, we have our next bracket slot. No, we don't. No, I lied. Never mind. The Elixir Machine, after it wins this, is going to face either Genie or Charoplane. I have a feeling it could easily beat either of those. Although, like we've mentioned before, Charoplane is the underdog. If Charoplane does win it, there is a chance. Who knows? It's Charoplane. And then, of course, with the previous matches, it's going to be Blackout versus Sundial. I'm betting Sundial. I have a feeling, this is my prediction, Sundial versus Zozo when Zozo wins it. That is my guess for the finals. I haven't done them yet. I don't know. I've been wrong before with these predictions. I've been right with these predictions. Who knows? But that's what I'm feeling in my heart. It's going to be Zozo on the top, Sundial on the bottom, and then Zozo's going to win the whole thing. Anyway, this round, Elixir Machine wins it, and I'm calling it here. And with that win, Elixir Machine moves on in the tournament. And now for our final match of the day, Genie versus Charoplane. Don't let the red excitement of Charoplane fool you. Both of these rides have very close stats. With that being said, stat-wise, Genie is the better of the two, having slightly higher stats in every category. It should be a close one, so let's get right into round 1. Match 34, the final match of this part of the bracket, Genie versus Charoplane. It's gonna be a super interesting one. Here we go. Round 1 begins now. As I check to make sure I did everything right. Okay, I think we're good. think we're great. Money's not a thing. Okay, good. Everything's perfect. And it's starting out pretty even. I don't think we're going to hit anywhere near 500 guests. What just happened? Wait. What the hell's going... Like, everyone's like, you know what? Forget that Genie ride. We're all going on Charoplane. It started out super even. And just now it's not. What are the guests saying? Genie looks too intense for me? Wow. That's the first time I've ever seen that message in this thing we call Best Ride in Planet Coaster game. The Genie looks too intense. That's the first time I've seen anyone complain about the intensity of any of these rides. It's a 307 feared. Chairplane's a 267. Chairplane literally just has slightly higher stats in every category. By like 0.40. Except for excitement. Wow. Anyway, why are we going slow? Chairplane does have a lead. Although Magic Carpet Ride is coming back. Or Genie is what it's not called, the Magic Carpet Ride. It is a magic carpet, and it's a ride, so it technically makes sense. But it's called... why is it called Genie, anyway? There's a Genie lamp, but I don't see any Genie. It's a magic carpet ride. That's what it should be called. Magic Carpet. Boom. Much better name than Genie, where there's no Genie on the ride. Yeah, the Genie House, Magic Lamp, those are two names that would also work. But Genie? Wrong. No wonder why it's losing in this tournament right now. The name's wrong. Chairplane, though. Remember what I said about the underdog being Chairplane? Yeah. Don't count Chairplane out. Especially if there are guests who care about intensity. Okay, now that it was a 1%, so it was probably just one guest saying it. And, yeah, now it's not the case anymore. Park's okay so far, 1% as well. We are at 430 guests in the park. It's looking like Chairplane has got this one. I don't see us getting many more guests than that. Even if we do, Chairplane has a substantial lead here. And I can't see Genie coming back at all. So, we're going to call it here. Chairplane takes round 1. Round 2, Genie vs. Chairplane. Now remember, anything can still happen here. At the start of that first round, it was dead even until a chunk of people decided to go on Chairplane instead of Genie, which I don't understand why, but that's what happened. So, here we go. Anything is still very possible. I would still put my money on Chairplane, but anything is possible. Did I screw this up? No. Wow, that was a really delayed one. It's so bizarre how that happens. And right away, it isn't looking even. It's looking like Chairplane is going to take a lead early on here. Although, what was that called? Genie. Genie is fighting back. Completely forgot the ride altogether. It's great. It's the big, giant, skinny boy. Yeah, Chairplane has a lead. And it's just going to grow that lead, I think. I think Chairplane's going to move on here and fight Elixir Machine in the next. Who could have thought? Who saw this coming with Chairplane? I didn't. I didn't think Chairplane was going to beat 360 power. And then it did. I didn't think it was going to beat Genie. And then it did. The underdog. I'm kind of rooting for Chairplane now. I hope Chairplane goes the distance. I kind of want Chairplane to win. I know it's not going to, because the Zozo's going to win. But I want it to go all the way. I want the final to be the Zozo versus Chairplane. And I want the Zozo to win by one guest. No, I want it to be a tie. That's what I want. I want every single time I run this, 500 guests enter the park every single time. Each ride always gets 250 no matter what. I can switch the sides. I can make the queue line shorter or longer. It doesn't matter. It always ends up the same. Those are the results I want. Zozo and Chairplane best rides in the game together. I know that's not going to happen. But we're at 430 guests again. Chairplane with almost double the queue line of Genie. And yeah, it's safe to call it there. Chairplane defeats Genie in 2 rounds and moves on in the tournament. Joining Chairplane in the winners category, we have Blackout, Sundial, and Elixir Machine. Next episode starts the quarterfinals, where things are going to be slightly different. Since the rides are getting closer to the best one, instead of best of 3 matches, it'll now be best of 5. In order for a ride to move on, it will now have to win 3 rounds instead of 2. This will make sure only the best rides make it through if 2 rides are evenly matched. With that being said, next episode we'll see Coriolis vs Zozo and Ironclaw vs the Aeronauts. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and share the video if you enjoyed, they help it a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.